Where in life could you raise your standards? I was struck yesterday speaking to my mum and dad by a question that dad asked me when mum was occupied with another phone call, and we were left alone, the two of us, and my dad's suffering from Alzheimer's and a little bit disorientated, and so it was a little bit awkward. So he threw the attention onto me and said, "How are you doing?" And he said, "What are you doing to change the world?" And I had to take a moment to receive that question and bless him for asking it. I answered as best I could. And after the call, I thought about that question, and I thought how lucky I am to have a father who asks that type of question, even in his declining years, in his senior years. It reminds me of some coach questions that I often ask, which is just as a thought experiment. Instead of trying to achieve or exceed your business objectives, what if we were to triple them? What would you have to do? What would you have to start doing or stop doing? What markets would you need to consider moving into or pulling back from? What kind of a team would you need? Not necessarily to implement those. Maybe it's the wrong time to do that. But as a thought experiment, I think raising your standards, whether it be personally as a parent, professionally, is a really interesting thing. And it doesn't have to be, changing the world doesn't have to be a grand gesture, in my view. It can be doing something really well, doing something that you are passionate about with quiet dedication and discipline. And I think there's meaning in this, actually. My brother sent me a little fridge magnet, which I've kept. It's on the wall behind me, saying, "Whatever you are, be a good one." And to me, whether that's raising a child, whether that is, collecting butterflies, whether that is running a $12 billion business, I like that idea. So where could you raise your standards, and where could you dedicate yourself more passionately to whatever it is that you do well? Have a great week.